as I was saying, so you're still taking in the hospitality of one of the merchant princes, whose name I can't remember how to pronounce.
Akina Afar.
That's as good as any. It's as good as any. I've got pronunciation. Twizzle this chair around. Ooh. Pronunciation guide.
So, trying to remember facts that we got from her. I think Dyson's definitely here. Definitely headed into the jungle with on an expedition, destination unknown. We obviously want to tool up and do ourselves. She can help arrange for 500 gold pieces to arrange +1 weapons or armor. Sounds quite useful if we want to splash some cash. She works with all the other princes, but she doesn't trust any of them. The one she distrusts the least is the chap. I want to say Wakanda.
It is Wakanga.
Wakanga, who we've already met and who we need to pass by on the way out before we leave. I assume he wants to send us off. And then, unfortunately, we have a few things to take care of. One, Fufuk and Cade have to sing for our suppers at some point in this evening, and during the day, I think Tacklin's got some racing that he's got to do because he broke the other fighter's arm in an arm wrestling match. But we don't have any details or timings for that yet at the moment. And I think we've all decided we're going to probably stay at the Thundering Lizard because the place where we stayed, most of us stayed the previous evening, is a tad expensive. More paperwork than it's worth.
Yeah. Expensive and particular.
Yeah, we got accosted by someone, I want to say Melissa. Madison Lynch, an elf.
Yep.
Who said she works for Tiara. Is it Tiara or Liara?
Tier Portier.
Tier,
I believe.
Portier, who's commander of the Flaming Fist, one day away along the coast. And basically, this elf just said, "Please don't tell the harbor master about the pirates because I don't trust the harbor master. And if you want me to prove what I'm saying, please travel a day with me off into the jungle by ourselves, so I can prove all this." I'm like, yeah, piss off. No chance.
Liara Portier.
Liara Portier.
No, she didn't want you to travel with her.
Either way, you just head off by yourselves.
Yep.
A day that away through the jungle to go talk to some random person.
You can get there by boat as well.
Yeah, I think that's still a hard no. Still have to throw more magic items at that bloody dragon turtle.
No, you don't. That's just so. If you look at the, I've thought I was while I was looking at the map today, I was thinking that might have been a misconception. So if you look at the map, your map of Chult,
where the east is north and the north is west.
No, the proper map, where it's the map of the whole island that is correctly orientated. So the dragon turtle is in the sort of around the mouth of the Bay of Chult.
Oh, so you're saying we could go boat up river from Nyanzero?
So yeah, so it's in the sort of upper area of the bay. It doesn't patrol the entire every nook and cranny. It's kind of the like it watches the mouth of the bay.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I have literally zero interest. I may as well just scratch a name out because it's not going to come up again. So,
but just in general, yeah, regardless of that, just general, heads up that that's the case. You don't go out of the harbour of Port Yanzaru and suddenly get accosted by a dragon turtle.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's good to know. The Flaming Fist are mercenaries from Greyhawk. They seem to have decided they own a piece of land up there and they patrol it. And they work for the Guild of Merchants or Merchant Guild or something.
Yeah,
Greyhawk.
Guild of Merchants.
Guild of Merchants. And they're trying to pacify the territory.
Yeah, a bit of colonialism.
Yeah. I could say so many things right now. So I think that was everything. I can't remember anything highlights. I mean, what do you think, guys? Lee? I mean, Dan? Anything?
No, I think you covered it all. Unless you're asking for my opinion on what we need to do today.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I think I've covered everything. So we're still sat in front of Akina Afar.
Yep. So it might be a general. So what do you all think? What are y'all wanting to do as a group? Everybody, chime in when you feel free.
I think we needed to get some money together, didn't we? To fund this
Yeah.
expedition.
Why
Or
don't we sell one of the big gems, split that cash, then we can all go shopping?
Yeah.
Or,
Is there
sorry.
is there a bank?
No. No.
No.
No bank. There's no like sort of central, no.
oh, I leveled up. Aha.
So, I mean, do we need to, I don't know, do we need to start gathering like equipment, find a guide, perhaps get an introduction to the prince that controls the guides, because we probably want to find out if he knows where the guide was taking Dyson.
Yeah, good idea.
We definitely need a guide. And don't we need one of them mounts or something? Not mounts, canoes.
Well, I suppose it depends where we're going. I mean, if we know where Dyson went, if he went upriver, then we want a canoe, don't we? But if he just went straight into the bush,
Yeah,
then
okay.
basically canoes will be expensive hats. What do you guys think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
We need a guide. We need a guide. That's definite. And find out where that guide went with Dyson, and we should head the same direction. Let's see what happens.
I'll work out what the prince's name was that did the guides.
Jabal. Jabal.
Jabba,
Jabal.
yeah.
Says
That does
guards
ring-
and mercenaries. Oh, guides.
Guides, not guides.
Guides. My handwriting. Never mind.
It does ring a bell, yeah.
Jabal.
So perhaps Akina can introduce us or get us an audience with Jabal so that we could query where Dyson went. So we suspect we know he's on track for the same stuff we are.
And then get a guide while we're there.
She says she can make contact Jabal and make arrange for you to have a meeting with him. Yeah, by all means, the least she can do.
I mean, does she have any? I mean, her experience of this area is obviously invaluable. Does she have any advice for dealing with Jabal? Going into the jungle then?
she suggests if you go into the jungle, well, aside from obviously having a guide, that you find out you learn as much lore and rumours as you can get, as many rumours as you can gather, because while not all of it might be true, if a fraction of it is, then at least that will be useful.
That is actually useful.
I mean, she's happy to tell you what little she knows.
Excellent stuff.
Where are we? Characters. Nope, didn't want that. Just looking for the. Oh, there we are. I've now forgotten why we're looking for this for. Oh yeah, what's Jabal like? What did she think of Jabal? So Jabal, she's not overly sure of. She doesn't consider him a friend like she does Wakanga. But at the same time, she doesn't is not one of the. Is not somebody that she will worry too much about turning her back on. He used to be. He made his fortune being a wilderness guide himself, and set himself up as a merchant, as one of the merchant princes through the treasure he collected from his expeditions into the jungle.
He may be able to give us some good info.
The main thing is just getting the information we need by talking to the locals, isn't it? And seeing if we can find out the information from Jabal about who went on the expedition or where it went, etc. That sort of thing. If he'll give us the information.
Says regards. She understands your wariness and perhaps reluctance to deal with the flaming fist, but it might, in the long run, it might prove more beneficial and less trouble. In that, most people at least take out an exploration charter from them. So if they encounter patrols from the Flaming Fist patrols, at least they've got the paperwork that stops them from being harassed by them. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to comply with all the other static. Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
Felt the same.
I can hear it too.
Lots of
Lee.
static.
No, I'm not doing
Can't
nothing.
hear it.
Lee.
I can.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah. So having a charter will stop you being harassed by any Flaming Fist patrols. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to comply with all the rest of the small print of the charter, like sharing any, giving them a share of anything you find in the jungle.
Where do we get these charters from?
from the Flaming Fist, from Fort Belorian, unless you're lucky enough to find one of their representatives in Port Yanzaru.
Well, I could have known that earlier.
No, I'm sure she'll turn up like a bad penny.
Well, she said she were staying at a place who wanted to contact her. Didn't she?
She did.
I didn't bother writing it down because there was no chance.
Let's see.
Don't remind us.
It wasn't. I didn't give you an exact name. She just told you a place, and that's where she was. Oh God, I always forget a stupid name. What is her name?
Akina.
Akina. Yeah. So Akina says she's ashamed to say that she's sort of knowledge of the history of Chult is very limited. She says the only thing that she has ever heard is that there's an ancient monastery on that's built on the side of a plateau many miles up from the along river past the Laughing Gorge, and it is inhabited by bird folk. And some people claim that the bird folk have the last royal heir of Chult as prisoner. But nobody's supposedly the royal bloodline died out decades ago, if not more.
Well, first lead.
Yeah, but why would we want anything to do with? I mean, it's interesting, but is there something that has anything to do with us? I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, do you want the heir back? Does that put you lot out of a job?
That's a contentious question. One that you get different answers from different people. One that I will deign not to answer at this point. Whereas Xanthi, she also claims to have royal blood in her veins.
Xanthi again. Oh, right. Gems, jewelry, cloth, and I think that's his armor.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, would it? I mean, all of princes here are powerful and chock full of good information. I mean, do the princes come together regularly for like a powwow? And could we get an invite to this powwow to discuss our mission to save him? Okay.
No one outside the council is allowed in the meetings. Not without prior agreement of all the princes.
It is. I mean, does she think it worth us speaking to Xanthi?
Sorry?
Does she think it's worth us speaking to Xanthi? I mean, is this something that may be relevant to saving everyone's soul while chasing Dyson through the jungle and then killing him?
I have no idea. I just offered you just offered it as the one little rumor of the jungle, of what's hidden in the jungles that I'm aware of personally.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Interesting. Thank you.
Wakanga's probably a better source of that kind of information, aside from any other people in the city you might meet.
No. Okay. Thank you. The Fuchs run out of questions.
How about anybody else?
2 minutes.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Did she tell us our somewhere? Have we seen him? Can't remember.
Yeah, you saw him when you arrived here.
Is he at this place?
Yeah, this is where he lives.
I can't remember. Is he all right? Is he feeling better?
Yeah,
Did we ask for him? Yeah.
yeah, we're fine. Yep.
I've not got any other questions I can think of at the minute.
Can we ask her if we can come back if we have any more questions for her?
You can contact me through a request an audience. I don't don't just let people just come and go.
Understood.
But yes, can make prior arrangements. Or rather, arrange for a meeting. Anybody else? Any other questions? Anybody? Lee?
Oh,
No. I think it might be your mic that's sending statically.
What are we doing?
Should we try and find the guide guy? Talk to him?
Jobal.
Well,
So if we could split, some find Jabal and the others
So you'll
try
not
and
get
gather information on rumours.
you'll not get to see Jabal unless you've like been invited.
Is that something?
Yeah, she
He-
said she could arrange. She could contact him and arrange a meeting for you.
Okay, so action point on meeting Jabal is on Akina to arrange. Yep.
So it could yeah. So Akina could arrange it, or Wakanga had offered as well. But so it's up to you all what you want to do.
Well, Akina's here. We may as well ask her.
Yeah. Well, like I say, she's already said that she's happy to arrange a meeting with Jabal.
Does she have a catalogue of magical items she has available, or is it something that she arranges to?
She can tell you what she's got. She can tell you at the moment.
Can she provide change for a massive moonstone?
Possibly.
So I'm asking, do you guys actually want anything from here? I mean, we're talking magical armor and weapons, so like +1.
I'm fine, thank you.
The only thing I can think of is my spear.
should try and get one of them cool Chultian weapons while you're here. Steady a spear.
Yeah, but mine's a masterwork one. I don't know how much it would end up costing to get one of theirs as a magical weapon.
Well, Wakanga's person enchants them, so maybe he could do that for you with your spear.
Mm.
So she tells you at the moment she can sell you arrows that are enchanted. She has some shields that are enchanted as well, and also daggers and yik ulwars.
What's an Ulwar?
Oh, what is that static?
Is that the one? Is that the spear thing with the big blade?
I can't hear you very well.
I can't hear the static on my end now.
Can you not?
I can hear you just a little bit.
I can't. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, can hear you fine.
Sorry, what's it? Did you say Ulwa or Talwa?
Yik ulwar.
Oh, Yik.
And those are the traditional spears, like spear weapon.
Yeah, static is not from me because I pulled my mic out and it's still there.
I can't hear any static.
No, I can't. Not now. I did the first time, but I can't hear any now.
Yeah, I can. It's just constant. Just a minute. Let me just pull my headset out, see if it's coming. Yeah, it's stopped now. Yeah.
No, we did. We identified them. They are shield plus one, which give damage reduction on ranged attacks. So basically, they're extremely useful if people are shooting at you. Yeah,
What's that?
our shields.
Which shields were there?
Mine attacks.
They picked up from underneath the Lich's tower.
Yeah. The skeletons use them. Spiritual skeletons.
Okay, so yeah, she says she's got she's got those available, and she can she has them a supply here at Avila as well. If anybody's wants to purchase anything like that while you're here.
Like a plus one deck, just to have one. That's nice to have as opposed to a heat stack.
I haven't got any rings at all. She's selling rings.
No.
If anybody sells rings, then it'll probably be Oh, does she know of someone that sells generic magical items?
Uh, no. Wakanga is the only person is the only person who sells things like that. If there's anybody else who sells that, it'll be on the black market. And she would not advise that you get involved with anything on the black market.
Severe repercussions, probably.
Unless it was informing herself or one of her fellow merchant princes of their identity, of the identity of somebody who was dealing on the black market.
It's not something I want to be associated with anyway.
Looks like, yeah. I've run out of questions. Anyone else got any questions other than to ask her how soon Jabal will be available?
She couldn't say. It'll depend on what businesses he has. So she'll send a messenger to wherever you're staying when she's arranged something. doesn't. She doesn't personally know.
That might be something that Wakanga might know.
Awesome. So I suppose we head out to.
Although, sorry. So she doesn't know of any weird, any personally, or will you be able to, or anything that she could put you in touch with. But there's a group called the Emerald Enclave that consists of druids and rangers.
Is that your type of thing?
Bow ourselves out extravagantly. Where's your next, chaps?
Okay, so she wishes you luck, and she'll tell you she'll be in touch when she's arranged a meeting for you with Jobal. And then she has one of us calls a servant and has them escort you out of the villa.
Okay.
You guys think what next? What's the time to kill? Tactically, we need to find out when you're racing.
Well, they said they'd get in touch.
Back at the Thundering Lizard, I suppose. Then, of course, Fook and Cade have to do forwards this evening sometime.
Yeah. So we spend the rest of the day trying to find out information that we can, like I mentioned, about the local area, rumours, tales, that sort of thing.
We mentioned that we decided whether or not we're shopping the pirates in.
I'm in two minds, to be honest.
Fook's going to shock them in as soon as you guys turn your back on him. Wants to see if he can make some money off us. Boy's got expensive tastes.
I think we should hold off. Especially since we don't know how much one of these licensed things costs as well.
Oh, the flaming first one.
Yeah. An expedition license.
Charter of
Might be-
Exploration.
That's it. Because we might be able to wangle one of those as payment as part of the payment for the information.
See what you say.
So what? Split up. How long was time to go?
Yep.
Whereas someone said before, I was going to say the harbour master is pretty much in the prime location to be like a pirate contact, if he is one. For all we know, they could be his own little pirate fleet anyway.
Something that's occurred to me. We're not the only people who know where the pirate hangout is.
No.
We've got Soshan and his two padres as well.
I don't know if they'll know exactly though, because our maps were better than the ones that are normally around. So you might know a general location, whereas we know specifically where it is.
Could be, but I mean, they sailed us back. I mean, they never came. Anyway, just a thought. Fook ideally wants to do a bit of clothes shopping, rumor gathering as part of the clothes shopping, of course. So, class the clothes shopping under business expenses.
we'll do with a rumour gathering.
Yeah, try and drop on the Emerald Enclave as well.
Okay. Is that what? So what's everybody else doing? What's Lu Hai doing?
I need to do some shopping as well, I think.
Okay. And what about Cade?
It has got some, business to do with the first prince regarding magic scrolls. Apart from that, I'm just preparing myself for the same for, singing content. From my side, it won't be a big performance.
Uh,
Preparing for this.
so the rest of you are going out and listening out for rumours and things.
Wandering around the city, see if we can pick up on rumours and gossip, that sort of thing.
Dinosaur racing.
Okay. Right. So first things first. While you start wandering the streets, heading to wherever it is you plan on going, you notice a poster pasted up in numerous places, which announces that, which is proclaiming the announcement or confirmation of the route that the dinosaur race will take this week. And I believe I have it here somewhere. Not that.
Well, depending when it is, I can cast Enhance ability on you that will give you advantage on rolls for all of the stats. Plus, I can also give you a bardic inspiration boost that lasts about 10 minutes. So between the two of them, that should give you hopefully like a free pass on at least a couple of checks that you may have to be doing.
I've also got a couple of skills I can use as well.
Yeah, so the enhance ability is lasts an hour, while the bardic inspiration is 10 minutes. So to time those nicely.
I put it in the wrong spot. That's why I couldn't find it. Let's drag it down there. Okay, so, and I've lost it again. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so there you go. There's a poster or a notice posted up in various places. Race route announcement. The route has now been officially finalised. All citizens are reminded to make sure the race route is clear. Failure to do so will result in prosecution and fine. Citizens are reminded that any attempt to sabotage or otherwise influence the race will result in prosecution, fines, and a place in the executioner's run.
Just ends. Seen the inside of so many jails.
I'll make that walk while I'm wandering around.
Make that. Oh, the route, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'll walk the route.
Oh, let me just get configure.
We can't be on these streets when races are being run.
Streets, no. The on the route. The streets are meant to be clear when along the route.
Yeah, so
Are you
you're only
supposed to
allowed to be on the spectator bits.
Are you supposed to watch the race?
Well, you can stand at the side, just not. You can't stand in the middle.
It's like watching a cycling race. You don't stand in the middle of the road watching them come past.
Start or end in the course.
Ends. The points are numbered.
So the numbers.
You'd have to pop it out so you can see it properly. You put it on a bigger screen.
Okay. Right. So you wander around Yanzuru, doing your various chores, doing shopping for clothes and whatever other bits and pieces you need, and you quickly learn that the challenge of gathering information from people, the challenge isn't getting people to talk about Chult. It's sifting through the truth, sifting the truth out from the mountain of rumours, conjecture, and myth. So to do that, you can make a insight check, and if that's successful, then you will be able to piece together. You'll be able to pick out which is a genuine piece of information, aside from all the rubbish. Okay, so Obo, that's a successful check. So you learn that this table's terrible. All the numbers are all over the place. Let's roll that again because that's something you already know. So, supposedly, deep in the heart of the jungle is a city that was built by minotaurs. It is now overrun by snake people. But even what is that noise?
Well,
I just keep getting like that's I don't know what.
Creaking noise.
Yeah. So deep in the heart of the jungle. Yeah. Deep in the heart of the jungle is a city built by minotaurs. It is now overrun by snake people, but even worse things dwell below. In visions, I have seen strange devils.
God, it's your keyboard reverberating when you're typing.
Who?
Yeah.
I turned my mic off when I was just doing that, so it should be me.
It wasn't off. Every time you typed, you flashed up. We could hear the sound.
Hang on.
Salu High, that is not good enough. Tackling, that is even worse.
Who say this is it?
Insight check.
Is it for everyone?
If you're trying to gather rumours, yes.
Is this insight?
Yeah. So you can. Okay, that's a success. So for every hour that you're going around asking people, you can make an insight check. Right. So let's see what you hear. That's something you've already heard. Somebody tells you about the past kings and queens of Chult, And that Chult has had many kings and queens, but none more beautiful than Queen Zalcor. Thousands of warriors killed and died for her, but the only memorial of her reign is the garden palace of Nangalore, which lies near the eastern shore of the river Olung, north of Lake Luau.
Repeat the name of that again.
I'll do even better than that. I shall copy it into the chat.
Yeah, nice one.
Or can I just narrate it? I'll probably just copy it into chat just in case it narrates something that it shouldn't. And I'll do the one for same for the one that you got as well, Kieran.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody else was successful. But like I say, you can make those checks once an hour. Right, so whatever you're wanting to buy, it's pretty much standard prices off the equipment list in the player's book. If there's any special items you want to buy, then let me know and I shall tell you what they're going to cost you.
Yeah, I did too. Needed clothes and some like insect repellent.
Would we know one of these flaming fist guys just by looking at them?
Don't know. You'd have to ask.
Well, the only one we know of so far is the one that introduced herself.
And she didn't have any recognisable.
No.
There's another. Ooh, 26. Folks enjoying himself chit-chatting to the
Okay. So yeah, everybody can make. I'll let you make a total of 2 for today. So that's the Fuchs second one. Well, don't hold on, don't bombard me. I've got to like check up on all what's so for Fuchs first. That's already known, so roll again. Zalcor. So, so for Fook, somebody tells you about the dragon turtle that lives in the Bay of Chult. That if you encounter him, he will ask you to appease him with treasure. But how much Arameg seems to just make it up on a whim. And Arameg has lived in the Bay of Chult for as long as memory goes back. But in all that time, nobody has ever found his lair.
Water breathing. Imagine the treasure hunt, the hole.
So tackling, that's a complete fail again. Obol, that's another successful one. Okay.
I'm hoping to have like a hint whether it's believed to be
Okay, so Obald, you learn, you hear about another faction called the Order of the Gauntlet. So the Order of the Gauntlet, if I can find my little notebook.
Is this for people who've lost their gold?
Order of the Garter. Okay, so the Order of the Gauntlet are all knights, followers of Hieronymus, and they came to Chult on a holy mission to cleanse the jungle of undead. Apparently, they were a bit overconfident in their abilities, and they lost one of their encampments not too long ago, and barely any of them survived. Apparently they've set up another camp, and this person claims that they're emissaries of the Order of the Gauntlet, head up River Star in canoes all the time, ferrying supplies backwards and forwards.
You put that one in the chat as well.
I can indeed. Okay, so just an insight check from Lu Hai and Cade then. See if you hear anything. Oh, that's a success from Lu Hai and a failure from Cade.
I wonder if theirs are like Camp Righteous. On the map.
Yeah, that sounds like some hidden thing.
Yeah, Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance.
I imagine it sounds like I should have named the second Camp Runaway. Camp Fled in Terror. Or Camp Got Our Asses Handed to Us.
I already know that. One must purchase a chart of exploration at Fort Balurian before undertaking any jungle expeditions. A flaming fist punishes explorers who do not have the required paperwork. Confiscate the belongings. Get a beating. It depends on the temperament of the patrol.
How much gold do they have from people that don't have a charter?
Okay, so Lu Hai, you hear of a ruined city that lies up the River Tath, past Kahakla Gorge. Supposedly, no one's explored past the gorge, but that's not true. It's just that the few who made it out alive mostly kept quiet about what they found there. And this person has it on good authority that the ruins are guarded by a Naga who is both wise and generous. They tell you that a Naga second, I'll get you a reasonable.
You put that one in the chat as well.
Moment. Bum, 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 bum. So Nagas are guardian serpents. No, No, they're like like sort of part serpent, part humanoid. They're similar, yeah. But this Naga is supposedly benevolent and generous.
Could help us out then.
There you go. I shall paste that into the chat.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Ancient monastery along river over Laughing Gorge.
All right.
Is that something else?
Yeah, it's something else. Yeah.
So there's two gorges in two different places.
Yep. So another name for the Laughing Gorge is. Let me get this out of the way. Where are we? Is Ataz. So Ataz is Chiltern for Gorge. And the Laughing Gorge is called Ataz Muhaha.
All right, yeah. On River Oldham. Yeah, it's, if you look where Kitcher's Inlet is, it's just down from there. On the east side of the map. Is that where the Minotaur thing was?
The Minotaur thing was.
Oh no, it's the thing about the Garden Palace into Bangalore. That runs near the eastern shore of the River Oldham.
So I mean, the question is, I mean, these things are all good and interesting, but I assume we want to follow Dyson because either we want to get to where he's going first, or we want to catch him up and take all the shit.
Yeah, well, the first thing we'll need is the Charter of Exploration. So we're going to be dealing with a Flaming Fist either way.
Do we? Well,
No.
I think we've been told at least 3 times that we need this chapter.
Yeah.
Could we get passage
At least.
Andrew to Delurian via sea and stuff?
You can do, yeah. You can catch, you can get a boat. You can travel there by boat, yeah.
Without angering the dino turtle.
Yeah, well, like I said, the dragon turtle is he,
Further out. The mouth.
No entry through how far away they
he like guards the mouth of the bay, pretty much.
Or the strait into
Hmm.
between them 2 points, like the horns at the top on the northern end. Because the mouth of the bay would be just above Yanzuru, which means we would deal with the dragon turtle.
Right, can everybody roll a d20, please?
Why, Phil?
Why? Because I want to see who dies next.
Oh. Take off a red shirt.
Okay, right, that's several people going to die. Let's see. Okay, so for Fook, can you roll a 20-sided dice? No, no, you can't with that. Can't influence that.
sorry, I did roll it. Sorry, I only meant to roll once. Delayed and then roll, so that's a 12.
Red number 1.
Okay, so it's 12. A little high for all.
Flies overhead and drops a shit so big it kills it. Death by turd.
Okay. Right. Can you roll a d10 as well for food, please?
Decidedly average.
Average size of ship.
Don't know if it's good or bad.
Okay.
That's how many feet across the shit is. How many cubic feet?
We need to calculate impact.
Have you guys ever heard that little ditty about one day flying high, a birdie dropped a message from the sky? Oh, said the farmer, wiping his eye, aren't I glad cows don't fly?
And can Obold roll d20?
Oh, curse myself. All that fish technically.
No, the pterodactyls are flying in a bee.
Okay, so you all spend several hours shopping around, gathering bits of equipment, clothing, and whatever else you need before you meet back up and start and head back towards the Thundering Lizard. So you're almost at the warehouse district when a man who drunkenly stumbles into Fafuk, grabs hold of his jacket and sort of like slides all the way down him, tearing one of his lapels. And he
Book is way down because I've been buying stuff like backpacks and all the shit that I lost.
okay. In which case, he pulls you down with him, and as he pulls you down to the ground, tearing away the lapel of your top, he whispers something into your ear.
What's he whisper? I mean,
go-
Fook goes from I'm gonna fucking knife him in the face to
Uh,
deathless face. It's like someone trying to pass a message on subtly.
Our word kill. Whispered in your ear.
Our word hit explode.
okay, so there is I've sent you a whisper with what he whispered at you, and then he collapses unconscious.
Is it Chilton?
Yes.
Scan around. I scan around. Is anybody else like chasing him, paying close attention?
No, a few people look as they're walking past, but other than sort of giving you all a wide berth, they're
By myself or
no, with everybody else is there. At that point, a large parrot lands on Obold's shoulders and drops sloppy shit down his back, and then flies off.
That's request.
I don't know why it tears me up. So
This is not you. This one.
I suppose give me a hand and we try and drag the guy out of the way, prop him up, see if I can like bring him round, few slaps and stuff.
Okay, right, yeah. So prop him up against the wall and slap across the face, and he startles awake. He's going, what? Seems quite disoriented. Who are you?
Who are you? Fell on me and you tore my top. Are you alright?
Like he seems he's like
For my
he seemed to like think for a minute. He says, "Oh, my name is Eshek." Says, is that what happened? Says you. He like looks up and he says, I know you. I know. He like looks at each of you. I know each of you.
I'm looking at her in confusion while I'm cleaning the shit off my back.
How do you know us?
Since Cedric, is it?
No. I don't know. I just you just seem. I've been looking for you.
You have. Do you have anything for us?
I have no idea. I just know I've been looking for you.
Why are you looking for us?
I have no idea.
Well, because at lunchtime maybe you should join us for some food. You can tell us about yourself.
It's well, it's probably mid-afternoon now.
We are getting
Abhishek, do you want to join us for a drink? We can have a chat about things.
He sort of looks a bit unsure and then nods and picks himself up.
Back to the thundering lizard.
Okay,
Dump out stuff.
okay, right. You return to the Thundering Lizard, drop off your pay for rooms those who don't have them, and drop off your belongings before taking a table.
I'll get myself cleaned up properly first.
Okay.
So, Abhishek, you're a local person.
Says yes. I'm an acolyte at the Temple of Istus.
Istus, is that the thingy of knowledge?
No, she's goddess of fate.
Oh no! It's happening again. It's happening again. It's happening.
Yes, and what drew you to the Istus in particular?
It was I had a vision one day of Istus. I knew that was my calling.
Was she wearing clothes?
He sort of frowns. Says, of course, she was wearing clothes.
You see, I'm a
Go-
follower of the Ledamara. I only believe in the fate you make yourself.
Says I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that deity.
Shocked. I'll sing him a song. Extolling the virtues of Ledamara. 23.
Okay.
Have I converted him yet?
No. You get an appreciative audience of the an appreciative response rather from the rest of the people in the tavern when you finish.
So, Abhishek, do you often find yourself in places you don't remember?
Says, no, it's never happened. Never happened before. I can't remember anything since this morning. I remember I got up, did my morning prayers, ate breakfast. I believe I went out. I remember going outside onto the steps of the temple, and that's the last I remember.
Say that you thought we were all familiar. I mean, even Usman, and I'll point at Lazar and say he's kind of ugly. He stands out to the crowd. Do you remember seeing him?
Well, no, I've not. No, I haven't seen you before.
I'm mistaken for old, are you?
Hey,
I haven't.
How about the really short one? I know people often think he's a child, but actually is a very old halfling.
I haven't seen any of you before. But I just know. From looking at you, I've been trying to find you.
So if I were to ask you who the wise guardian of Oroloko was, would you be able to tell me?
Would be able to tell you. Let's have a look.
I mean, food will let like the whole idea.
No, he's heard of Orolonga, but he doesn't know the person he's speaking about now.
There's no where Mbala is.
It says he's heard of Mbali, yeah.
Okay, well, these are the things you whispered to me before you fell asleep. Then we woke you up again.
Yes. I've no idea why I'd be saying those things.
So they're not rude words, then you weren't like swearing at me in Chilton. I just didn't recognise them.
No, he grins, says no, not at all. Well, if I was, I apologise. I don't even remember saying those words.
What did you
exactly
say?
did he whisper?
You what? Sorry?
What exactly
Talking-
did he whisper? I'll
Looking
say
for a
it
fool.
to-
What did he say?
You grabbed me by the lapel, you tore my clothes, point out. And then, as I was about to knife you in the face for tearing my clothes, you said, speak to the wise guardian of Uruvunga, west of Mbala. She can direct you to that which you seek.
He just shrugs. Says, sounds like gibberish to me.
It does, but I mean, he is an acolyte. He is an acolyte of a church that I'll probably poke fun of, but he is an acolyte and a cleric, and would make the assumption that he's been directed to do this for some reason. I mean, a Lodamare says he believes in gods. There's like zero question about this. He doesn't have to like them. Or, they exist. Yeah, they do work in mysterious ways. A Lodamare probably more than most.
Could you
So,
could you copy that Dave that he said into the chat just so I can copy it?
Mm-hmm.
Not talking about the Naga, is he?
well, that was a thought, which was what I was trying to tease out without being obvious. Because Queen Zakizi Palace near River Olonguru, if I've got that right,
River Alongo, is it? Or Alongo?
Orolongo. Orolongo, is it the same as the liver? River. Sorry, I just noticed sketched all over.
Alongo, west of Mbala.
With a taff, this thing.
Yeah, ruined city up the river Taff beyond the Kahakla Gorge run. It's ruins guarded by Naga, who's a generous snake person. So I mean, we could probably speak to Wakanga in combination with a map, or Jabal. Jabal would probably be quite familiar with more stranger ruins, and comparing all the different rumors that we've gathered, maybe triangulate a particular place. What do you guys think?
Looking at the map, it looks like it's very close to Japan Bay. Route social link. If you go to south, that social link there. Here's a harbour. There's the gorge here. Kahakla Gorge. There's that mining place. Mine west of Hakka,
Let's see. Mbala,
oh, a bit social
west of Mbala. Oh, west is going towards the west, the Mistcliff Mountains, though. That.
That's a west of
No, it says west of Umbala. That Ataz Kahaka down at the bottom. Major Haka Bay is more like southwest. I don't think it's even southwest, it's more like southwest.
map 276. Maybe Bala can Joe Bolt can give us like narrow it down for us. You know, based upon the clues we've been given, being familiar with the terrain and stuff. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
We're right
Did
in time.
Still comes back to the point that we're going to have to go and see the Flaming Fist, though.
Yeah. Are we?
Yeah, because we'll need that charter of exploration. Yeah.
Do we know how much these charters are?
Now, but we can go and speak to that woman and try and find out from her, because I assume she'd have an idea.
Well, why don't we do that tomorrow after that performance? I don't want to lose a few. I need my spell slots for my performance. I don't want to have to waste a few gankings somewhere.
Good luck. I'm not saying fuck back in that place.
The opportunity to rub shoulders with the elite in the city. Oh, I can't believe it, Parson.
Well, that means nothing to me.
I know you're freaking monks who specialize in denying yourselves the pleasures of life. So boring.
It's a once in a lifetime experience of getting ripped off quite easily. So no, we're not doing that again.
And it's just an illusion. It comes and goes.
Next thing you know, they'll be charging me to breathe as soon as I walk through the door.
I suspect there was a surcharge for that too.
Yeah, probably in the terms and conditions somewhere with a bill.
Well, so I mean, Eshek seems innocuous enough. Can I insight check him to see whether he's just stringing us along or whether this is not an elaborate ruse to get send us into the jungle?
Can if you like.
Rolling two. Sorry, I thought I pressed it once. Take the first one. It's
19.
19.
They seem genuine.
Oh well, I suppose I got a free pint out of it. So we, thank him. Hope he feels better later.
Right. He once it feels once you've he's had a drink and sat and spoken to you for a while. He says it feels like this compulsion has like faded, and that he thinks he ought to return to the temple now. He says before he leaves, though, he says if you're in need of guidance, please call to the temple.
Right. Yeah, we'll send Lou hi.
We thank him. It seems offered in good faith. Like nothing. So, well, what do you guys think? That sounds like a message from a deity.
Yeah, strange.
Intriguing. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, my assumption is that deities would like us to succeed because if they're not getting the souls after death, and they're going to the soulmonger, I assume there's a bit of a vested interest from deities in general so swing past the temple of. Sorry, what was she again? You say Istus, which was fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Have you got any messages waiting for us?
Where's that? Sorry.
Well, Declan was expecting like race stuff, and we were expecting meeting Joe Bob.
All right. No, there's nothing yet.
I suppose Food better go sort of. Well, lucky it was his travelling clothes they brought, so he's going to sort of get himself decked out in his fine clothes and limber up and get paid for this evening. I wasn't given a start time, was I? Performance
7 p.m.
7. So spend some time with Cade, sort of strategizing our performance, discussing the special effects that Cade will, from the wings, be unleashing to make me look fucking awesome. I discuss the things I'll be doing, we discuss the playlist, the usual stuff, that fools get up to.
What's everybody else doing during these next few hours?
Just sit around in the tavern, see if there's any other information I can pick up.
Okay. What about Luhai?
Yeah, same. Just chill and relax in tavern, and I'll casually scub out, see if anybody's heard of that total.
Okay.
For the goggles.
Yep. Okay. And how about tackling? Okay. So there's this. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. This is the notice board from that's out just outside the inn. Show all.
Action guys.
Sorry, the dinosaur races. Every free day, 3 races. Oh yeah, I think I want to give those mentions already. Entering uncharted tuning invested by charge for exploration. Local red of flaming crystals.
What's that Unchained race all about?
Ow.
Oh, well, we could ask around and find out.
I'll ask while I'm down in the tavern.
Okay. Right. So yeah, while Fafuk and Cade are rehearsing their tonight's performance, the rest of you are sort of relaxing and in the inn and chatting with the locals, and you can the three of you can make an insight check.
Are there any games going on, Phil?
Sorry?
Are there any games going on? Any table games?
There's probably some kind of gambling going off, I imagine. Okay. So Obald, right? That's a successful gathering of information. Let's see.
Dirty 20.
Okay, right. You just so Obald, you just hear people telling you about exploration, the Flaming Fist and their exploration charters. So nothing new. Luhai, you hear asking about you learn that the Unchained race in the dinosaur races is open to it's basically open to any mounts. So whereas the other two races are restricted to either two-legged beasts or four-legged beasts, the Unchained event is open to any, and also the the rules aren't as strict. So the two previous so the two-legged and four-legged race is like a straight race, whereas the Unchained is sort of rules are off the table to a certain extent.
Combat.
No, combat's not allowed. No, combat's not allowed.
Anybody heard about this turtle?
No, so nobody's heard about the turtle as yet. And tackling, let's see, so you've...
No, I sent you some messages regarding stuff. Please read them.
Sorry to my phone.
Yeah, on Signal. I have some ideas.
Both the sound turned off scout leadership group is going organising a drinking party in the open for 80
Okay, so tackling, you end up speaking to a sailor who quite sort of old and long in the tooth, and he tells you a tale that about long ago there was a peaceful tribe of fisherfolk called the Aldani that angered Ubtao by catching and eating all the lobsters in a river. As punishment for their greed, they were all transformed into monsters that dwell in the Aldani basin.
Post that in the chat, Phil.
I can. I'm just about to do that. Yeah, and you also managed to find a game of chance, a game of dice. So you can make a. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, no, not that.
No, can't find it.
Okay, so you indulge in a bit of gambling while the others continue to chat with the locals. So can you make a insight check, please? Okay. So this is for the gambling, this insight check. Let's see. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's 20.
Okay, right, that's a success. And can you make a deception check? Okay, that's also a success. And finally, an intimidation check.
Decent roll in there.
Okay, that's also a success. So you can make a final intimidation check. I mean, not intimidation check, insight check. Okay, right, that fails. And can you roll percentage?
Nine.
Didn't call up Kobo.
Yeah. Where everything's reversed.
No, you rolled some dice, you die.
Be an amazing sanity roll.
Right, so. Oh, we didn't say how much we're gambling, did we? So we'll have to just give a random amount. So let's say,
I would have whatever game we were playing, I could play. Like a gold piece.
okay, so gold piece, in which case, let's see, so you double the amount, so you double your winnings, so you win back a gold. Oh no, so no, 2 gold. You win a total of 2 gold. Again, double the amount you bet. It says. Okay, so what after you've finished, the game's finished. One of the people at the table leans in close and suggests that you might be interested in joining a private game.
What are they playing?
It says there's a game out at Malars, out in the old city, tomorrow night at 8.
You can send me directions, I might be there. I can't guarantee that.
Right, he gives you directions, and he hands you like a token, a bit like a poker chip. It says hand this to the person at the door.
I will take it. Thanks.
Right, he sort of nods and gets up and leaves.
Buy everybody a drink. £1,000,000
Okay, silver piece. Okay, Aluhai, so you can make one final sort of persuade check. No. Okay.
Rolling shite today.
Thanks that we are not doing combat.
Well, he could be the Fet Plus on that if he's rolling combat.
I've just put another entry in the player journal that you'll need to approve.
Okay. Player journal. What am I reproving?
Just that Schultz information.
Right.
gathering.
Okay, I see it. All players own it. Very good. Right. Okay. So while everybody else is socialising and gambling and what have you, the time arrives or it draws close for Fook and Kay's performance at Kay's House of Repose.
Joining us, gentlemen?
No, they're occupied.
Right. Aid myself. Last touches, last flourishes. And then head off to go forth.
Okay, so you're greeted at the door by the bouncers.
Minotaurs.
Yeah.
What about, I was gonna say,
Um,
apart from nice greetings, that's it. You're not gonna get beaten up by them. Shut up.
so they look down at one of them and says, "Right, you need to go around the side door."
Yes, we are going which way? Left, right?
Right, he sort of shows you round. Shows you round to the side door and gives a knock. There's a panel, a little panel opens in the door, and he gets you admitted. Right.
Yes, makeup.
Right. Well, once you're inside, you're escorted to when they find out, realise who you are. You're escorted to behind the stage in the theatre on the second floor. And there, the maitre d' says, "Here's you should find everything you need here." And so, B, I will announce your performance in a few moments.
Oh, we just need 10 minutes to prepare, and then we'll be ready.
Right, you can make a persuade roll.
Oh, they never told us exactly. Persuasion when it's home. Yep, that's as shit as I thought it was.
Oh, that is, yeah. It's no, you. It was agreed. Your performance is on. You're on in 2 minutes. Okay, so and he disappears again. So so there's so behind the stage there's an assortment of instruments and other sort of paraphernalia for performing sort of juggling acts, magic tricks, and all sorts of different things in cabinets and boxes.
Right, the first thing I do is I cast detect poisons.
Okay.
So I detect poisons within 30 foot in any direction.
Okay.
So they haven't like left us a jug or snacks and poisoned everything in the room.
No, there's no complimentary drinks or snacks or anything. No, there's just just some instruments and other things that you might need for you might be able to use for a performance.
Self-aid, no poisons.
What shall I use? What kind of instrument? What do you want me
Oh,
to do?
no, you. I said you.
Yeah, each one is each of you is required to perform on the stage.
Yeah.
No, I understand perfectly, but Cade's performance does not require an instrument.
No, that's it. That might not be the that might be the case. Yeah.
Exactly.
What is Kate doing?
Cade is going to be on stage as part of the act. You've got minor illusion, don't you?
Yeah.
You're going to be doing minor illusion to sort of help illustrate parts of the story. You've got digitation, don't you?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's fine. And then also you've got the spells as we discussed earlier.
Okay, so before we go any further,
Hang on. I don't even have mine on.
so before we go any further, let me explain how this is supposed to work. So each individual player or character has to describe what their character is doing on the stage. It also says to act it out, but I'm not going to make you act it out.
What? The two of us acted out.
Sorry, yeah, the two of you.
Our spirit guardians and slowly walk out the building,
Hang
fucking
on.
everybody up.
Phil, are we performing together in the same time? Is that right?
So you're both on stage at the same time, yes.
Same time. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so how this is supposed to work, each player has to describe what their character is doing. Then the characters should build on each other's description of what they're doing. Okay.
That would have been useful to know before we get
Each character then has to make a performance check at the end of their turn. A successful check appeases the pompous crowd that judges the performance and gives the next character advantage on their performance check. If you want, you can, as an alternative, you can do something other than like singing or playing an instrument. So you can do some acrobatics or sleight of hand, or something involving an arcana check or things like that.
How about this? How about this?
And so keep track of your successes and failures, and depending on how well you describe or don't describe what you're doing, you will receive some penalties or bonuses. And it is there's 3 rounds of this. So the round one is you make your entrance and introduce yourselves and begin your performance.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, I will cast invisibility on Tofu, and I am walking on the stage. He's walking on the stage, but no one can see him. And I introduce myself. I cast mirror image as well. So there's 4 of me, and I just gonna be a conferencer for the first part, and I just explain he's here. You just cannot see him, and I let him sing invisible. After he finished that performance.
Okay. Whoa. Right. So that's the first bit then. So that's what you're doing. You're walking out on stage, and that's what you're doing. So you need to. So, Kay, do you need to make a performance check then?
Okay, remember there's 4 of me.
There is indeed. So you can do it with advantage. I suppose that'd be interesting.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good job at word advantage. Okay, so that gets a round of applause from the interested crowd, and so then Fafouk can make it. So what's Fafouk doing?
He's invisible.
Yep, I know he is.
I'm invisible. I go to the stage and I sing one of my trusty I've got advantage on.
Okay, so you would have got advantage anyway, but yeah, so you don't benefit from double advantage. So
Well, I mean, I would have gone on anyway with the one that I had advantage on, so
Yeah.
I don't want to like game the system by suddenly changing the order.
no, it's fine. It won't make any difference anyway, will it? So.
So come on, invisible. So that's a 20. It's got a +7 on there. Sorry, so that's 25.
Okay. Radio.
So halfway through. I mean, how long is invisibility? It's an hour, isn't it?
Yes. Let me just check to make sure.
Oh.
Yes, 1 hour.
Okay, so that's round 1 of your performance.
After this.
So second round is the mid performance. You got to build on this. So Kay, you have to go first again. So you have to do the same thing. You have to describe what it is you're doing.
I have a tool proficiency on playing cards.
On what? Sorry.
Playing cards.
Right.
So I'm gonna show some card tricks.
Okay, so
I invite someone from the audience, who's roughly my size,
uh-huh.
so not a minotaur, and I just gonna do some card tricks if it's possible.
Okay, so that'd be sleight of hand, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Joint advantage. Would you want guidance in there?
That would be handy.
It will make me appear, right?
Yeah.
We're happy with that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna drop that anyway because I have another plan for the surf speed.
So you get a 4. You get an added 4 to your
A +4.
check. Yeah.
It's a sleight of hand.
Advantage because
No, there's no.
you did well on the previous
No, not advantage on this.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
Okay, so that's a fail then. No.
Did you say we had advantage if we did well in the previous round?
No.
Yeah, you said that.
No.
No?
No, I said if the person before you does well, then it gives the person who follows them advantage, but it's not round to round. It's just in that.
Oh, okay, sure. No.
Okay, So it's now for Fuchs' turn for his mid performance bit to whatever. So what is it for Fuchs doing?
I'm doing performance because I did very well on the first one. I'll try one of my lesser known pieces.
Okay, so there's no so the crowd aren't impressed. There's a few sort of no clapping and possibly a few boos for Cade's failed fumbled magic trick. So there's no so it's
I try to hide behind the curtain at the edge of the stage.
so that gives you a disadvantage on your check or cancels out an advantage if you've got advantage.
Yeah, cancel it out because while I'm off stage, I cast enhance ability on myself.
Okay.
Splendor of the Eagle or Eagle Splendor, something like that. So basically, it's advantage on anything charisma check based.
Radio.
And then I rolled out another. So this one's another sort of ballad, but this one is going to be it's a straight roll. So just see how that goes. Ooh, can't imagine that goes down well.
Okay. I suppose at least it wasn't one of your offensive ones, was it?
No.
Okay. Right. So yeah, it's kind of a lack. You get a few slow claps.
Right, do you want me to go again, Kate, and then you
No, no,
follow
no,
up?
no. No, I have an idea for the problem.
Okay, so it's round 3. This is the finale. So you got to come up with something big to wow the crowd.
Okay, so
You know what to do, Kate.
yeah, off stage, I cast fly on both of us.
Okay.
After this, I click with my finger and one of the stage hands, he pushes in a big, like a water ball thing, something where I fit inside. It's clear, so you can see it's water inside.
Okay.
I submerge myself and staying in the water for, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'm not dying.
Okay.
Because I have water breathing spell.
Okay.
Remember?
Uh-huh.
And after this, when I'm coming out from the water, I fly, and Fufuk will fly as well. Imagine like in a heavy metal concert when the lead singer on the ropes going above the spectators in a 45-degree angle playing the guitar.
Okay.
The effect. And
So
I'm
airborne guitar.
yeah, I'm flying around the room, doing somersaults and with my tiny phone while he's performing his last song. And I like to give him my divination roll, which was a 20.
Well, no, there's two. So your performance used 20, which gives me advantage on the final one. That's
Okay.
how it works.
That's what we're gonna do. So my performance roll would be a 22.
Okay, fair enough then. So yeah, the crowd is up on the feet, clapping and cheering and oohing and ahhing, and then Fafuk comes on for his finale. What's Fafuk doing?
Well, Fufuk finishes up with the one, the windborne one. Can't remember what I called it even. About when we're traveling on the windborne.
Yep, yeah, Wimborne, yeah.
Windborne, it was called Windborne.
Windborne, and obviously floating around in a massive circle, sort of over the crowds. So going for the full spectacular effect. Holy shit. 19.
19.
That does not look right. Sorry. No, that can't be right.
No, because it added the two dice together.
It added them together.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh dear me. So that's that's a 5 and a 7 then you've rolled.
So it's a 7 plus 7, it's a 14.
14.
That's a shame.
That is a shame, isn't it? So yeah, your final
I'm not
performance.
used to playing while flying, so I'm like missing
Yeah.
some of it.
Blame the wizard, blame the wizard.
When I lose concentration on the fly spell, I like start floating upside down and my balls hang out. I right myself.
I am concentrating, you don't have to.
One who controls spy flying, isn't it?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so yeah, it's so yeah, Fafouk's performance doesn't go quite to plan. He bumps into into the walls and the chandeliers a few times and exposes himself to the crowd.
I love while flying. I didn't expect anything less from you, my friend.
Right, as Fafouk's flies back onto the stage, the maitre d' quickly like runs up on stage and closes the curtains.
I think we done well.
There's a
I'll be on stage tomorrow night again.
so there's a mixture of like silence and sort of puzzled clapping. As people aren't really sure whether they should be entertained by that or not. Okay, so once you manage to get back on your feet, the maitre d' sort of reclaims any props that you've taken and stashes them away. What have we got? We've got 50-50. Right, it says, well, I don't think we'll be asking you back again. But so if you'll, I think we can settle up for 13 gold pieces, and then we'll call the bill settled.
So you're paying us 13 gold per head.
No, you owe us 13 gold
Why? Why is that?
because you've not set your performance wasn't good enough to settle the entire bill.
No. You said if you perform, that settles the bill. You didn't say we have to perform well. You didn't say there's a limit. You just said
I can always make the bill what you do or the discount less.
I try and persuade him. Still got Splendor of the Eagle going for it. See if I can persuade him that our performance was good enough to get a pass on the additional costs.
And on the counter check from him, I like to give him my other divination roll. So if he's rolling a counter, that's a 2.
Okay, so that's an 11 to persuade him.
Right, he says if it'll get you out of here and never see you again, I'm prepared to take 7 gold.
That sounds like a good
That's a
deal.
deal. That's a deal. Okay,
7 gold.
okay, 7 gold.
Right, he takes as soon as he's got the money, he has you quickly escorted back out the side door. As you pass past the front of the inn, you're just in time to see one of the bouncers posting a very impressive likeness of the pair of you onto the notice board outside that says no admittance under no circumstances. Under any circumstances, rather.
Oh, Cade, I forgot. I wanted to ask the Minotaur something. I'll be right back. That chocolate
Whoa.
Minotaurs.
Okay, listen, I'm walking back to the other, place. Whatever you do, it's your own problem if you get beaten up or whatnot. Because after repeated warnings, you are still doing it. You get in trouble.
I chat to them. I accost the Minotaur and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Minotaur. Yeah, I don't know what his name is. What's your name?" I can ask what his name is.
Says you wouldn't be able to pronounce it. You can call me Bert.
Right, so Bert, we're walking around town and we hear the most amazing stories. Chult is truly a stunning place. But we heard a rumor about a city that had been built entirely by Minotaurs. Is that true? Have you heard such a thing?
Good question. Has he heard such a thing? He says he's a little bit taken aback by the question at first, and he says supposedly Minotaurs helped construct the capital, the original capital city of Omu. He says yeah. He says yes. He's heard that Yang Tai are evil, very really evil snake people.
And the last part of the rumor was that there's worse that lies below. So, any idea what that would be about?
He's no idea. There's no idea at all.
Any tips on where he thinks the city of Booming could be?
He doesn't know. It's lost. All I know is it's lost. Nobody seems to have any. Doesn't seem to be any record of where it was, other than it's in the jungle somewhere. There might be others who know more. He has heard there's an oracle in the jungle.
An oracle who could tell us where the city is if we were technically go look for it.
Says I don't know. Maybe that isn't that what oracles do.
Any idea where in the jungle?
No, he says it's just something he heard.
Well, thank you.
Says an old wise woman or a witch, maybe a witch doctor or something. He says he's not sure. He hears there's lots of like crazy stories.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, we've been filtering through crazy stories pretty much for 8 hours today, haven't we? So, well, thank you very much, and whoever your parents are, I think you're lucky. Head off into the crowd.
Okay, all right, they look at each other a bit nonplussed, and as you walk off. Okay, so you return to the Thundering Lizard. Well, it's about by which time it's about just after 8:30 in the evening.
Come in and flush with our success. Is there stage to perform the Thundering Lizard after?
Yes, there is indeed. And let me just check, see if there's no, there's nobody performing tonight.
The last vestiges of my advantage. I perform one of my favorites.
And get a reasonable response.
Anyway, I've had enough for the night. It's been a tough crowd all round. Hey, Kate.
They are not into us.
Have a nice pint. Yes.
Okay. What's okay? Yep.
I assume you guys don't want to go exploring after dark.
Yeah.
Get a full night's rest then.
Okay. Is that it? Is nobody? Is there anything else anybody wants to do this evening? Lou High?
No.
No. Cade?
I just want to rest.
Okay. Orbald?
Yeah.
Uh,
I do want to find out what these championships are. These dinosaur races.
okay. Which champion? Oh, the Colosseum.
Yeah, it just says championships.
So every on sort of special holidays they have like championships which are sort of tiered competitions. So, well, fighting. There'll be different events. So people like contestants enter and they compete in different events until they slowly whittle down and they get a winner at the end of the event.
Sounds interesting.
But they only occur on special holidays.
Is that going to be on this dinosaur race holiday thing?
No, that's not dinosaur races. So dinosaur races aren't at the are different to the events at the Colosseum.
Oh, right. So that's not happening at the same time as the dinosaur race. Then.
No, so they don't tend to have if there's a dinosaur. So the dinosaur races are once a week. There's always most days, apart from the day that there's a dinosaur race. There's events going off at the Colosseum, but the special championships they're only held on special. The championships are only held on special holidays. But there's always every afternoon there's something going off at the Colosseum.
These when's do we know when the next like special holiday is, or do we find that out?
You can find that out, yeah. So that'll be about 3 weeks from now. It's to celebrate. It's to celebrate Nanubusu, the great king. Nanubusu. Or that statue of the king that's in the harbour.
Yeah.
Well, not to celebrate the statue, but to celebrate the king.
Just make a note of the date then.
Okay.
But that's it.
Okay. Tackling.
I was just going to inquire about that. See if anybody knows about that game. I've been invited to go on that talk.
Okay, so you can make a charisma check then, a persuade check. Okay, right. The couple of people you ask, both none of them seem to claim to know anything about it. One of them, you can make an insight check as well. Okay. Although you get the impression that one of them, the second person you talk to, maybe isn't being completely truthful. But before you can query them further, they leave the inn. Okay.
Where did you say the pub game was, sorry?
And the old city.
Are we gambling on that? We need money. I don't need money.
Gambling on what? Sorry.
On poker. Betting.
To sell those gemstones.
You can.
That boat as well. That's himself.
So again.
Boat that was left.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
So there's gambling. You can bet on the dinosaur races as well.
Who offers to go and check on the boat?
All right now.
I go with you.
No, next morning. Not after dark.
I go with you.
Okay. So nothing else anybody wants to do this evening. Radio. Okay. So you get up the next morning, you pay for deduct your cost of your breakfast and whatever you. And so what you're doing? So Cade and Fafouk are off to the harbour master. What's everybody else doing?
After the breakfast.
After breakfast.
Oh, how much is breakfast?
Oh, how much is breakfast? One moment.
I think I paid for the all-inclusive.
Yeah, if you paid for all inclusive. Sorry?
Just pay for the rooms. Just paid for the rooms.
Right.
Got like food of the day and
Where's it gone? Let's repose. Ah, no, that's all right. Where's the sundering lizard gone?
Got it.
I did copy. Yeah, it's in the signal chat somewhere as well. Can't find it.
Breakfast, 3 silver pieces.
There you go.
Or you can pay 5 if you want their version of a full English.
So you go. 3 or 5 silver.
Silver to a gold, ain't there?
10 silver to a gold. That's weird. Wonder what happened to that. Probably staring straight at it, but can't see it. Okay, so what's everybody else doing after breakfast? So Cade and Fafuka heading off to the harbour master. Okay. And how about Luhai?
No, I'm not doing anything at the moment.
Not doing anything. Okay. Let's see. And how about Orbold?
Yes, to Lou High, they've got to find this flaming fist representative.
Okay.
To try and find some information about how much this charter will cost and stuff like that.
You can do.
Okay.
Consider that you have to travel all the way to that fort to get a charter.
Yeah, well, unless they can issue one. She can.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah, the local representative.
okay, so for Luhai and Orbold, you track down. I forgot her name myself. What were her name again? It was Madison, was it?
Yeah, Madison.
Yeah, Madison Lynch. That's the one. Okay, right. You track down Madison at the tavern she gave us as the place she was staying at. So she instantly recognises you as you approach a table, and she motions you over to come and sit in one of the like sort of more secluded booths in the corner of the inn.
Go over, join her.
Says, so have you made a decision?
Not as set off into the jungle, we imagine, at some point in the near future. And we told that the Flaming Fist are the ones that issued charters of exploration.
That's correct.
We wanted information as to how do we go about that, who do we see, how much does it cost, etc.
They're issued at the fort.
We did see posters saying see a local representative.
Yeah, I believe.
You or
No,
someone else.
no. I'm not. I'm here on unofficially. I believe sometimes they do post a representative here in Yanzuru, but as far as I'm aware at the moment, there isn't. The charters cost 50 gold 50 gold each, but that covers the group. Now,
50 gold per person.
no,
Goes for the group.
50 gold is
50 gold.
covers a group and an expedition. It's for the entire expedition.
She heard about rumours of outside of town then?
Sorry?
Special places? Do rumours about any special places outside of town?
You can make a persuade check, I suppose.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Says unless you've got something for me in return, I've not really the time for gossiping.
Just to confirm, the only way we're going to get a charter is to go to the fort, and you're wanting us to give the information to Tiara Portier anyway, who's at the fort.
That is what. That is why I'm here. That is one of the reasons why I'm in Port Yanzuru. Yes.
Just out of interest, how long does it take to get to the fort from here?
By boat a day, if that.
About overland.
Just overland.
If you travel by land, which is not. That depends on the route you take. You'll have to either cross the mouth of the river Tiriki. You have to cross the river at some point, so it'll take a considerable amount of time, depending on how you get across. And then you're talking 3 or 4 days across overland. Which I wouldn't advise. It's far safer and quicker to travel by boat. It'd be quite easy to charter a boat from the harbour.
Oh, we have a boat side in the harbour.
Oh, well, even better.
So basically, a license costs multiple places, cost of chartering a boat.
Plus,
I don't think it'll cost much to charter a boat.
no, but there's also the expedition cost itself in the hiring the licensed guides and stuff like that. Something tells me we'll probably end up having to sell something.
Boat. It's not ours anyway, remember?
It is.
Empty.
thank her anyway for the information, so we'll let her know in due course.
So this,
I've just thought, you know what we want to be doing? We want to be changing the name of the boat.
it's got no name, that little boat.
Oh, right.
No. The nameless boat. Says she said if you decide to hand over the information and if it'll make it any better, I'd be happy to accompany you.
I suppose you're any good at steering boats, eh? Or navigating by boat.
I'm not a sailor, no. But perhaps I could help if I'd be travelling back anyway. Perhaps I could contribute towards passage. Or hiring sailors if you have a boat, like you say. If you can't man it yourselves.
No, I won't trust us. We've got good sailors ourselves, so I won't trust us navigating, even if it was just going by the coast. I'll let her know. We'll leave it there.
Okay,
We'll leave it
right.
high.
Okay, right. Seems she's obviously disappointed that you've not decided to hand her over this information, but she don't push it.
I'll set a little high. I think if we were going to give them the information for the charter, I think they would actually be selling it a bit cheap, to be honest.
No, well,
So I think we're probably just better off asking him how much the information is worth to him, or her, should I say, sorry. And I think we're going to have to make his way to the fort. So I'd rather have the charter in his hands, so we're ready to go whenever.
that's going to be first destination.
Yeah, I would suggest it be the first one, because then at least it's out of the way. We've got it. We've got the charter, and we can get rid of the information.
And hopefully we've got some more money.
Just need to hire a sailor or a couple of sailors to man the boat and take us up there and back.
We're hoping to sell the boat though, aren't we? It'd be cheaper to charter one.
Well, we'll see about chartering one then.
Okay.
Make us way back to the Thundering Lizard then.
Okay. So can one of you roll a 20-sided dice, please?
Oh no!
I'll roll it.
I think I've rolled above 10 today.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Okay. So, meanwhile, Tackling is swanning about the port, plying people for information. And what again? What is it you're asking about again? Tackling?
About.
I'm looking for any information on this old city,
Uh-huh.
old town, sorry. Any information on this shady folk, shady gambling game I've been invited to. And I'm still on the lookout for ruins near the Emerald Lake.
Okay. Okay, so you learn that the old city is run, whereas the main part of the city of the Port Yanzru is run by the merchant princes. The old city is run by the beggar princes. It's you'll be able to see it on the map of the Port Yanzru.
The
It's
old city.
it's
Two ziggurats or three
yeah,
ziggurats.
it's certainly not. It's top left of the map. I won't say northwest because it's actually the southwest.
Alright, so it is being walking.
No.
Fine. Okay, cool.
So yeah, so it's old city is run by the beggar princes, which so they basically kind of run like a protection racket almost. So they've no official authority, but each of them sits atop a like web of debts, favours, and incriminating evidence and muscle to back them up. So what else were you asking about? The old city, Emerald. Okay. Okay. Right. You can make a persuade check then. Okay. Right. Nobody's willing to talk to you, but as soon as you show them this token, nobody's willing to talk to you about it. Like I say, it just looks like it's like a sort of gambling chip. Nothing, nothing like sort of unusual about it, or nothing distinctive about it. Just like a red gambling chip.
The Emerald Enclave, anything?
So regards the Emerald Enclave, let me see. So Emerald Enclave is a group of wilderness survivalists, and amongst them there's rangers and druids amongst them, who preserve the natural order by rooting out unnatural threats. They're operating in Chult because of their concern of the growing undead menace. You'd learn that some of the guides in Port Yanzaru and Fort Balorian are openly associated with the Enclave.
Growing undead menace.
Yep,
What's creating these undead then?
good question. Nobody knows. Right, so, meanwhile... Oh, can Tackling roll a d20 as well, please? Okay. So, meanwhile, Cade and Fafuk head over to the Harbour Master's office in the Harbour Ward. So, while you're heading over there, you're just heading along the docks towards the Harbour Master's office. There's a bit of a commotion going off on one of the at the quay side. Right. As you stop and watch, and you see they've just dragged two bodies out of the harbour. They're with like rocks tied around the feet, and they're like gagged, and their hands bound behind the backs.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Are they pirates?
are they pirates? I don't know. They ain't got a pirate badge on.
Well, we'd run over there because, expensive now, cleric.
Okay, no, they you can before you get you don't have to get very close to realise that they're very dead. They're bloated, their eyes popping from the skulls, and you're disturbed to to recognise them as the two sailors that helped you escape from the anchorage.
someone is.
The new pirate.
My money is on that, guy who didn't say anything about the third one. So, Sean, what was his name?
So,
Either that or the harbour master.
So
sorry, what were the roll for, Lou?
it's an internal chaotic manner.
Oh right, okay, yeah, no problem.
I'm like, come along, Cade.
Coming?
Let's go see if our boat's about to sail. Check in the office if Zindar is in and whether our boat is sold.
So it's the same. It's the same guy behind the desk, and it tells you, no, Zindar is not in. He doesn't know when he'll be available. He says you'll just have to be patient. He'll respond to your message when he's able. And he's had there's been no interest in the boat as yet.
We don't know much about boats. Is the price reasonable for our boat? What we are asking? Are we asking the price?
You didn't ask a price for it.
Might tell the chap we're staying in the fundraisers and if it wants to go to that's where they can reach us. Oh, and Zindar, if he happens to be in the area, you can always pop in and have a chat.
He'll be sure to pass on that information.
No worries. Oh, we spotted 2 dead bodies in the harbour being pulled out. Was he aware of it?
So he's unaware of it, but it's unlikely since they were literally just pulling him out of the water. So
Well, just FYI, is Zindar in charge of investigating dead bodies in harbours?
is the harbour master. He's not the guard. No, he's not the. That would fall under the remit of the merchant princes to investigate such things.
Okay, who's in charge of the guards in the city then?
The merchant princes.
Oh, like all of them?
Yes.
I asked him, I hand over him, let's say, 2 gold pieces, and I asked him, let's have any better idea how we can sell the boat. And I asked him, can I tell him there might be more boats for this area, he can help us out.
Okay, you can make a persuade check. You can make it an advantage. Hand him 2 gold. Oh my god.
Wow.
Right, he's right. He picks the coins up off the counter and looks to him and says, now, little man, you wouldn't be trying to bribe a city official, would you?
No, I'm not bribing. I'm offering money for your services if you can help us. No bribing in this business transaction. I need your help. I'm willing to pay.
Right, he puts the money in his pocket and says, business is concluded. Thank you very much. I don't know who you think I am.
Business official. Or port official or something. Alright, I hide behind the footlights. Finish with the problem.
Watching this go down like the clumsiest. It's the money. Okay.
Honestly, I don't like this. Maybe you can try him. You are better at it.
Right. He puts his quill down and looking a bit fed up. He says, "Look, if it'll get you out of my face, I'll come and have a look."
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Right. Right. So he gets up and comes and accompanies you to the boat, and he looks it over. Oops, not that. Not that. No, not that. Go away. Looks it over, clambers around it, checks the sail, checks the hull of the boat. Spends about a good 15-20 minutes checking it over. Says for a quick sale, I'd say you could get 500 gold for it. If you wanted to hang on, you could maybe get more.
Well, thank you very much for your professional insight. Greatly appreciate it.
Right. He clambers off the boat. And he says, as he's walking off, he seems to stop and think. Says, "Don't forget, there's only a few days left on the paperwork for your docking fee."
How much was the docking fee? Can you remind us?
12 piece a day.
Yeah.
So how about if we just, who can decide if we could buy it for 500 gold?
Well, I assume someone's going to want a boat.
Right. He turns and walks off.
Maybe we should hang up a sign on the boat, for sale.
Well, we did it on the notice board, but yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Or we make a sign, we paint a sign or something, and hang it on the boat.
Okay.
Inquire within the thundering wizard.
Okay. Very well. And what are you doing then?
Go back to the thundering wizard and,
Well, I think we should go for a walk, stretch our legs, and I think we should stretch our legs all the way up to the Temple of Istus.
what are we doing there?
We're going to inquire about somebody more senior than Acolyte we chatted to, about about speak to the wise guardian of Ordongo, west of Upala. Maybe he can get some guidance from the Temple of Istus. If not the Temple of Istus, maybe we are on the way to get to Wakanga's villa, so we can get to Wakanga to ask about it as well. If no one can help us.
We ought to let Social know about them two sailors.
It's kind of on our way.
Yep.
We want to do that.
Just,
Yes, we want to. Yeah.
That's a fair thing to do, and we can check,
it's
Yep.
gonna be like
Yep.
it's a potential attempt on his life, isn't it?
Yep. I'll just stop. Just stop you there. Lou Hyde doesn't know about those bodies in the harbour at the minute. So that
When me ascending.
so that suggestion will have to go on hold for now, I'm afraid.
Does Kate think of it?
No.
That was a sending. That's not a spell what I have, so Kate is not thinking of it. I can send a message if you are like 4 feet from me or something.
No, what I meant was, did it occur to you we should
No,
warn Social?
no, not at all. Sorry.
To Fook, it kind of occurred to him, but he didn't really give a shit about Social enough to actually want to bother doing that, so maybe later.
We can tell them when we go back to that, thundering wizard. And
Yeah.
we have a beer. We have a
Hey,
beer.
we saw that, those sailors that helped us, 5 days escape the pirate. Oh, they're dead.
All right.
Well, I think this guy, this social guy, the one who are notifying, who was with us, he might be the guilty party. The other option is the harbor master.
Yeah, but you suspect everybody.
I'm so sorry. I've been right so far, almost every time.
Yeah, but that's because you suspect everybody. You pick the ones that didn't get them, and you only remember the ones that did.
I'm sorry. Listen. I grown up on the streets
It's positive
without
confirmation bias.
a father or a mother. So basically, you have to survive.
What, you sprang fully formed from the head of a very small person or something, I don't know. But
Yeah, something like that. I don't want to quote it. We halflings got our secret.
yeah,
Okay.
You will make a song of it, and tell the world my secrets.
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, we're having way too much fun.
Right.
We're
Okay.
arguing like an old couple as we head up to the temple of Estus.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So what is Luhai and Obol doing at this point?
We're heading back to Thundering Lizard, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're back at the Thundering Lizard. Are you doing anything else or
No.
no?
No, just wait for everyone else to return.
Okay. Right. So shortly after, tackling returns. So yeah. So tackling turns up at the Thundering Lizard.
Fill him in on the information we've gathered about the charter, how much it costs, and that we'll have to go up and go up to Fort Valerian to get a charter, because there's no local representative in Chult apparently.
I think it'll be his first chance at getting some gold back as well.
Yeah. Apparently it takes about a day to get there by boat.
Until I will take Cliff.
Guys, dishonest. We are guys associated with the Annihilation. And the Ulster is the place down the town run by beggar princes who call themselves beggar classes, gangster shit.
Local mafia.
People don't like the token we have got.
Token.
Should probably give us an
Invitation to what?
a gambling game. Right, at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Where the beggar princes rule. Yeah, I'd probably suggest you not going then.
There'll be some kind of illegal fighting match.
We'll also have to fight him.
I thought.
Yeah, I'd probably say avoid it like the plague.
Nobo's gonna bust it. All under arrest.
Kick the door in. Flying kick. Like Liu Kang straight through the door. I think the plan of action will probably be to go to this Fort Valerian as quick as possible, just so we can get the charter and we know we've got it. It's out of the way. Instead of leaving it till the last thing to get.
I think it'll be charter, money for information, and more information about the area.
Yeah. So I think I'm probably siding with giving the information to this person that runs the fort, then the harbour master.
Okay. Are the three of you doing anything else, or?
No, just waiting for the rest of the team to turn up.
Okay.
I'll,
Oh, go on.
wait for these to be out.
Okay. Right. So meanwhile, Fook and Cade head up onto Temple Hill. I believe it's Temple Hill. And towards the Temple of Istus, which is a large, grand circular building with a glass domed roof, which dominates the main building. It's surrounded by, so the entrance is like these wide, semicircular marble steps that lead up to the entrance, and there's several sort of temple acolytes sort of hanging around sat on the steps and discussing religious topics, or administering information or aid to the local citizens. Right, so the Temple of Istus is open to all. The doors are open. Brother Estes, is it Estes? I forgot his name myself now. Eshek. Brother Eshek is possibly inside. Okay. Right, right inside it's quite sparse. It's very white. There's sort of white marble pillars that are shot. The marbles like shot through with like strands of gold, or gold, not actual gold, but gold streaks through the marble. It's a huge circular building with the altar the center of the building. So you see a man, which you presume seems quite obviously the head priest from his regalia, who's in the midst of a heated conversation with three robed figures. Okay. Okay, right. You can make a. God, is it spot hidden? It's not spot hidden. What is it? It's perception check, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So you can both make a perception check. Okay. Right. So you get to within a sort of close enough distance to be able to hear snippets of what's going on. The kind of, it's heated, but they're trying to keep the conversation sort of to themselves as well. So it seems that these three men have come to the temple with the goal of asking this head priest for aid in locating something, and they're offering a really rather large ruby as payment for his services, but the head priest seemed reluctant to deal with them, and to the point that as you're approaching, he's like just point blank says no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And the three men sort of seem hesitant to leave without reluctant to leave, and they look like they're going to press the matter. But when they notice you stood near you approaching, they depart with a scowl on their faces. As they walk past you, one of them brushes up again, like accidentally brushes up against you, and turns and looks at what just watch where you're going. And as he walks past, you see for a brief moment it reveals a medallion under the folds of his robes, which you recognise as the symbol of the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Ho ho!
Is that the city where we couldn't use magic?
No, that's a city where sort of like awful evil, and they're sort of trying to infiltrate the rest of the planet. So they're the people who like spies everywhere.
Super evil. I don't like them.
Yeah, remember the monks came aboard, like monk types came aboard our boat and like trashed the place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that lot, yeah. Um, I wander up to the head priest diamond and say, sorry for interrupting your conversation. Didn't mean to cut it short like that. Do apologise. We were hoping to consult with you for some knowledge.
It seems your arrival was quite timely. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that my three visitors intended on leaving peaceably.
They, yeah, I sort of try and crack a joke and say the Scarlet Brotherhood have, such a great reputation for being kind and understanding.
Yes, and he says regrettably they have too much of a presence in Yanzaru.
That's not something I'm aware of. Something to tell the rest.
Says, most of the merchant princes hired guards are recruited from the Brotherhood.
Why is that?
So it's
Are they
just
working together? Are they working together?
now you're asking me things I don't know.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, your opinion.
My opinion, I keep an eye on all things. I don't see I'm not keen on them, put it that way. But things have kept an even keel. Things seem balanced for now.
No, well, thank you. I mean, I do apologise. Yeah, but happy we can help out, even if it was a fortuitous accident. We didn't want to keep you long, being such a big important person as you are. But we met one of your acolytes yesterday, by the name of Ishik.
Oh yes, yes. Eshik isn't quite hasn't been quite himself.
Well, he cleric to cleric, since I'm a cleric of the Lidamara. He seemed to he spoke quite forcefully to me, and then claimed not to remember the previous day. And so my question to you, is kind of twofold. One, we are seeking something
my apologies, but it seems I find it highly incredulous that such a thing as this soulmonger you speak of is here in Chult, and as for the Yanti, they were they disappeared decades ago. And they haven't been heard from for a long time.
So, as far as he's concerned, no Yuan-Ti and no Soulmonger. He's not aware of anything about that kind of stuff.
That's- I find it hard to believe that death curse is anything. This death curse you speak of has anything to do with Chult. But you did me a favour by arriving when you did. So I'm happy to extend the aid that they requested to yourselves.
What was it that they
They went to, they wished for a divination.
Oh, okay.
In their attempts to search for somebody.
So sorry, I don't know what the divination does. I haven't read up on it. Is this something we would know what it does?
He tells you he consults the spirit guides and if he's sometimes they bless him with visions.
Is it as the spell in the book?
I am unaware if it's exactly as a spell in the book or if it's like a variation of it.
Okay, so I is a little taken aback. He wasn't expecting me to put on the spot. Would would it be okay if we consult with our companions as to exactly what we would like divine and perhaps return
I can.
later?
I thought it was the location to see if the soulmonger is in Chult.
Oh, yes, yes. If you can perform that divination and tell us where to search, narrow down where the soulmonger may be, that would be greatly appreciated.
I can do this for you. I just have one small request.
Sacrifice Kate, yeah.
No. Sacrifice you. You are bigger. You are bigger sacrifice. No way, me. I'm a divination bigger. No. You don't have to be sacrificed.
If you would be prepared to make a small donation of, say, 25 gold to the church,
Here you go. You pay more because you are bigger. You pay 20, I pay 5.
Cook is laughing as he pulls cash out his pocket and hands it over.
I contribute with the 5.
right? He thanks you and gives you a blessing from from Istus. It says the ritual. Oh, that noise! The ritual will take 24 hours. Um, come back and see me tomorrow afternoon. It says I'm sorry. I've forgive my manners. I didn't even ask your names.
No apologies, we never even asked you.
It says I am grandfather Zitembi.
This is Kate, halfling wizard, and I am Fafuk, a bard of Alidamara, partway through my grand tour of all known civilized lands.
I'm rolling my eyes when he says this. He's like, oh my god, okay. Here we go.
Uh, uh, Right, he smiles. He says I heard stories of your performance at the at Kea's at the House of Repose. It was
Which part did you have?
I say honestly, it was the first time we attempted to fly while
No.
playing,
You attempted to fly.
and I
I
forgot
can't
to
fly.
wear underpants. It was totally my fault.
He's a novice.
right. He raised his eyebrows and says, well, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow,
We meet further.
Okay.
head back to the Thundering Lizard to tell the chaps our news, and oh yeah, let's do sailors we met. Fucking dead in the harbour, boxing around the feet. Weird. What are the chances of that happening? Eh? Crazy.
Yeah, since especially they know where the pirate base is.
Oh yeah, but so do we. No one's trying to kill us.
Yet.
But
But
someone try and kill us.
Sooner
I
or
think there
later,
could.
yeah.
I think there could be an attempt. Yeah.
Wow.
Ocean knows as well.
I think we should tell the authorities where these fucking pirates are before we get killed and the secret dies with us.
We should tell Ocean first.
Okay, hold on. Whoa. Jumping ahead. Jumping ahead again. So, before you get back and hear all this,
Oh my God, Phil.
There's you and me in the fucking harbour, tying rocks around our feet next.
you feel a knife inserted into your kidneys. Right. So, as you're leaving the Temple of Istus, you're going down the steps and you're approached by a young woman. She says, "Excuse me, can I just have a moment of your time?" She is, yes. She's Chilton and very pretty.
Yes, how may we help you, lady?
Says, my name is Acolyte Inette. It's, I've been. I overheard you speaking to Grandfather Zitembi, and I wonder. I thought perhaps that you might. That you may be heading into the jungle.
Yes, ultimately our plan is to go to the jungle, yes.
Could I perhaps meet with you later?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, we're staying at the Thundering Lizard if you want to come meet us there.
Right, she nods and says, "Very well. I shall this evening, 7 o'clock."
This the dinosaur race is tonight.
No, it's on free day.
Yeah. Well,
Right, she thanks you and nods, like bows us about several times, then hurries off into the temple.
I'm sorry, I'm lost. What did she want? I don't
she just wanted to confirm that we were heading into the jungle on an expedition. And then when I said yes, we were planning on it, she wanted to meet us to discuss it this evening at 7. Maybe she must be nice. Pretty people are always very nice.
Yeah, yes. Is she coming with us? That's what
Well,
you
she
are
never
hoping.
said. She just
That's
asked
what
if
you
we
are
were going.
hoping for. That's what you are hoping for. I know.
Well, yeah, but she didn't say she wanted to come with us.
I can read your minds. Remember, I'm a wizard.
You can read my mind. Stop reading my mind.
All right, let's go back to the our dwellings.
Yeah, but first, can you really read my mind?
I cannot confirm or deny at the moment.
Tell me what I'm thinking now.
No, I'm not saying.
Too rude.
It would have been, yes.
Ferg is like suspicious now. But yeah, head back to the Thundering
Okay.
So hopefully we should have a divination ship. Blind luck really, but we should have a divination to hopefully help us by tomorrow.
Okay,
Sure,
so
we can talk. Sure, we can talk now, Phil.
yep. So finally, oh God, move that way. Let's see. So it's just after midday. Fafouk and Cade return to the Thundering Lizard, finding the rest of you looking a bit bored.
Just repeat everything I said. I'm not going to say it a third time.
Actually looks puzzled. It's like, oh yeah. Supposedly, yeah, maybe someone is murdering people who know where it is.
So be on your guard, guys, because sooner or later they're gonna find us and we're gonna be next on the list.
Well,
I think we should.
do we want to walk over? Do we want to walk over to what's her name?
Emmy.
Yeah, Akima Far, and learn social or
Immediately, straight away, I think.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, do we want to save this for next session because it's getting on a bit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I warned you that a very pretty lady may show up at 7 wanting to chat to us about heading into the jungle. She didn't say what exactly, but very pretty. So definitely come along if she wants.
Look at the camera and point with my fingers, I will talk to you towards you. He has got plans with her. I can tell.
And you don't.
No, not my size.
Oh, that's even better. It's like climbing a mountain.
Let's see. I've got a picture of it somewhere if I can find it.
No, you are teasing.
Where is it? Ah, there it is. No, that's right. There they are. Where is it?
And my notes are chaos. It's going to take me ages to get all this.
It's like information overload, isn't it?
It is. It's like
Oh, yeah, all the names to keep up. Oh my god, I'm very bad with names.
it's not only that. It's like we've got like 6 different rumors, like all these foreign names. We just don't really know on the map where it is. So I mean, if we can pin down exactly, well, more or less where these places are, we may be able to chart a route that hits a couple. If we want a bit of adventure before we sort of catch up with dice or whatever.
There it is.
From the Scarlet Brotherhood. I don't know why, but they make my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Keep imagining them as sort of Nazis with red branding.
That's probably a pretty good.
Really.
Description.
If you guys want a fun guy to read on Facebook, there's a chap called James Fell, Fell, and he's a chap who he used to write for like Los Angeles Times around health and exercise and stuff, but he's got his degrees in history,
Sorry?
I was just thinking, you never asked the priest what the Scarlet Brotherhood were wanting a divination for.
You know, I
No,
guess
he told that. No, he told us they want. Oh no, you're right. They didn't.
but you know, guess what we are after? What would they be after? Think about it.
You said they were looking for a person.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
Person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he said a person, but he didn't say who. That's what I was trying to remember.
Oh, I thought they are looking for the soul of them.
Now, I thought about asking to look at the dice, but I figured it'd be more useful to understand what he was
Yeah.
aiming for.
Be okay if we're still looking for that bloke on the ship that we took to Saltmarsh.
Sorry, say again.
It'd be okay if we're looking for the bloke that were on the ship that we took to Saltmarsh. That got
But
killed by his eye.
I think was
Oh,
the word.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, fucking hell, Obold, you almost got me nailed there, didn't you? Hiding in the toilet. Toilet blood.
Yeah.
Sucking the eyeballs out me for school.
Yeah, this is grandfather Zitembe. Oh, people have dropped out. Saying, oh, well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
There you go. For the people that can see him, that's grandfather Zitembe.
It's more like a monk than a priest.
Fuel class.
Yeah. Is that a little bit of Samuel L. Jackson going on there? What do you guys think?
I can't see it. I've dropped out.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'll put him in signal.
Right. Well, chaps,
No, not.
I've got an exit stage left. I've got 2 dogs trying to chew my ankles down here.
Hang on, I screenshot it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
I'm
you.
not